Hey, how are you? I heard you started your journey in the stock market last year.
Yes, I do, my friend. Yeah, my friend just bought a mug. I also want to ride a luxury car.
Good, good. So, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve from the market?
See, I want to make huge profits. I want my dream BMW. But you know what? I am unable to make successful trades. I lost my capital twice. This is the third time I've put in some money in my trading account. And if I lose this time, I'll probably quit. I don't want to
Yeah,
lose. Please,
I understand. I understand. Okay,
please suggest me something.
I just know what you need. Sending you a video. See it. It'll help you. It'll help you a lot.
Please suggest me
I'll
something.
send it right away. See, this is exactly what most traders will tell you. Or rather, most newcomers will say this when you ask them. All they want is to make profit. We all want profit from the market. We all want to make huge profit. But the vast majority of us, they fail and wipe off the account completely, like my friend just did. But why? Why do so many traders fail? They fail because they do not use proper risk control. They don't have enough resources. They don't have a proper instruction or a proper platform to work with. They don't have a strategy. And most importantly, they do not have the knowledge about the market and how it works. Now, the problem is, of this big list that I've just told you, only one is required to destroy you completely from this market. So you have to be apt in all of them. You can't say that I have mastered this, but I'm weak on that aspect. No, it doesn't happen. Any one of this is good enough to bring disaster to you and your trading career. Any newcomer is curious to an extent by which unconsciousness obstructs their trading efforts. When this happens, many successful traders, many experienced traders, they lose capital in the market and they quit the market altogether, completely and forever. There is something called the Freud's theory. What does it say? Sigmund Freud emphasized the importance of unconscious mind and a primary assumption of the Freudian theory. It says the unconscious mind governs behavior to a greater extent than people suspect. Indeed, the goal of psychoanalysis is to make the unconscious conscious. In Civilization, Freud 1930 writes, in most other cases and forms of neuroscience and forms of neurosis, the sense of guilt remains completely unconscious without on the account of producing any less important effect. Our parents do not believe us when we attribute an unconscious sense of guilt to them. In order to make ourselves at all intelligible to them, we tell them as of an unconscious need for punishment, in which the sense of guilt finds expression. Now, what Freud assumed is self-punishing behavior is driven by guilt, and it brings a tangible difference in one's life. He proposes the possibility of an unconscious guilt and equates it to an unconscious need for punishment. Now, if you go by this Freud's theory, and if we try and map this or relate this to the stock market, drawing from his conclusion, if you look into the market, we often see people who are highly successful in the stock market. When they make a loss-making trade or when they lose, they tend to punish themselves. But in reality, does anyone seek a failure in the market? Do you seek failure in the market? Do I seek failure in the market? Nobody does. We all experience failure because of the lack of knowledge, because of the lack of experience that we have, because of the inability to master the difficult situations that the market presents us. Or it could be any of those points that I just discussed earlier. Countering Freud's theory, if we see what Roy Schoffer said, I'll read out what he says from Encyclopedia. Failure, as fear of success, translates physically into inhibitions, depressions, even delusions, or physically into clumsiness or accidents of varying degrees, perhaps even fatal. These disorders can correspond to punishment for transgression, a prohibition, appealing after a significant success, or the impossibility of successful completion of tasks required by the ego ideal. Other forms have been linked to survivor guilt after the death of a highly catastrophic experience. Some people fear success. They avoid being successful. They avoid to do better. Now, the problem of finding yourself in such a situation is that there is one class of people who strive to perform, who strive to defeat himself, his own performance, his own past performance, and try and make it better day by day. On the other hand, there is a second class of people who is programmed to not being successful. They are not worthy of success because they have the fear instilled in their head saying that they cannot make it. They fear to outdo or outperform their past performances. Now, consciously or unconsciously, it's really very difficult to prove these people wrong and to make them feel differently, or to try and pursue them to think otherwise, to pursue them to think differently. So coming back to the trading psychology and what we discussed in the stock market criticism video, if you haven't seen it, I'll give the video link in the I button, you can go and see that. If you go by those ideas, those philosophies, those ideas in the video, and if you start trading, if you start putting your money into the stock market, you would find people who are outside the market is giving you comments. They'll say a lot of things to you. No matter, doesn't matter what your friends or your family or your relatives speak about you entering into the market. Doesn't matter. You know what's happening? They are defying you as per their relation with you as a person. So be it good, be it bad, consciously or unconsciously, do not try and prove them wrong. You are in the market, you wanted to be in the market, be in the market because you wanted to be in the market, not because of them or because of anyone else. Not because you wanted to prove your parents or your friends, your relatives wrong, or you wanted to prove them something. Don't be in the market just to prove others something. Be in the market for yourself. Don't let unconscious motives get the better of you. That's all for today. Till then, SG signing off. Goodbye.